On a quiet weekday afternoon, the Fifth Avenue flagship still glows the way it always has. Sales associates still remember your name. The magic of relationship retail, the kind that once defined American luxury, hasn't vanished. And yet, Saks is dying again. What makes this collapse so unsettling isn't just the debt or the missteps. It's the insanity of watching some of the most valuable retail real estate on earth. Fifth Avenue, rodeo-adjacent Beverly Hills crown jewels, suddenly collateral. Saks isn't just a store, it's a network of physical trust. New York, Boca, Bal Harbor, Brickell, Beverly Hills, where men's and women's Saks sit in two separate buildings across the street from each other, bleeding rent and stereo, while no one in the boardroom apparently asked why own or lease. These monuments carry enormous fixed cost, and in a business already running on thin margins, gravity eventually wins. In December 2024, gravity was ignored. That was when some of the biggest names in modern business, Amazon, Salesforce, Abu Dhabi money, authentic brands backed a grand, audacious merger. Saks and Neiman Marcus, two gilded but wounded department store chains, fused into a new entity called Saks Global. The vision was seductive, data-driven luxury, AI-powered personalization. Prime real estate meets digital intelligence. At the center stood Richard Baker, billionaire real estate investor and longtime believer that luxury retail could be rebuilt from the floor up. 13 months later, the rebuilt house is cracking. Saks Global, encompassing dozens of Saks and Neiman Marcus locations plus the near-mythic Bergdorf Goodman stores by Central Park, is now staring down bankruptcy. Vendors of furious cashmere sweaters and shearling coats shipped months ago remain unpaid. A $600 million capital raise last June evaporated in just 6 months, burned not on transformation, but survival. Debt funds now circle like emergency surgeons. PIMCO, Pentwater, Bracebridge, competing bankruptcy loans north of $1 billion are being floated not to grow the business, but to keep the lights on. Even then, insiders warn liquidation is a real possibility, not restructuring erasure. And the losses? Biblical. Billions in equity and debt are expected to be wiped out in one of the fastest, most embarrassing retail implosions in recent memory. A deal that was supposed to save American luxury retail may instead become a case study in how prestige branding can't outrun bad balance sheets. The irony cuts deep. Hudson's Bay bought Saks in 2017 for $2.9 billion, a price widely considered a steal once the Fifth Avenue flagship alone was appraised near $4 billion. Neiman Marcus, by contrast, was already a cautionary tale. Acquired for $6 billion in 2016, bankrupt by 2020, handed to creditors that included PIMCO. Still, Saks doubled down an all-cash acquisition funded with over $2 billion in bonds, a bold bet on physical retail in a world that had already crowned e-commerce king. With data and innovation at our core, Baker promised, we aim to redefine the luxury shopping experience. But soon after the deal closed in early 2025, Saks couldn't manage the basics. Liquidity was tight from day one. Vendor payments stretched, inventory thin, store racks grew sparse. Dangly, as one lender put it, suppliers demanded cash on delivery or stopped shipping altogether. Sales kept sliding down 13% in one quarter, down 15% in 11% the 2 years before that. By spring, Saks was already flirting with default. A controversial up-tier financing shoved $600 million of new debt ahead of existing creditors, saving the company temporarily while quietly detonating trust. By December, Saks skipped an interest payment days later. CEO Mark Metrick, after 30 years, was gone. Even now, senior lenders hesitate. BlackRock-linked funds declined to throw good money after bad new bonds. Trade below 30 cents on the dollar. PIMCO was offering a larger rescue loan. But as an outsider, faces legal resistance. Behind the scenes, Amazon's lawyers already calling around, not to save Saks, to understand the wreckage. So, is this the death of Saks? Maybe. Or maybe it's the final proof that luxury retail can't be engineered by spreadsheets and AI demos alone. That real estate is only an asset if the business above it still breathes. That relationships matter, but not enough to outrun leverage. Saks may survive in some form, a slimmer footprint, fewer stores, a quieter presence, or it may vanish, remembered the way we remember grand hotels and old railroads, icons of an era that mistook permanence for immortality. Luxury doesn't die loudly. It fades, and sometimes it takes the building with it.